Change can be super uncomfortable, but remember that's normal. Whenever you're in a new environment, you don't know where anything is, it's kind of frustrating. Whenever you're using new tools and you don't know how to use them properly, you know, it's not a feeling that you really like to keep. Whenever you meet new people, you kind of feel uneasy at first, like, can I trust this person? But if you're feeling uncomfortable and you're undergoing any type of change in your life, I want you to know that it's normal. Like I always say, you're a human being, not a robot. And I think the key to managing that uncomfortableness, to coping with that uncomfortableness, is getting a big enough incentive to help motivate you to stay and persevere. Because motivation is everything, right? If I were to tell you, look, I need you to be uncomfortable for 1 year, I'm going to give you $1 million. A lot of you will be able to get through that uncomfortableness with a breeze. Because in your mind, you will be thinking about the end goal. You will be thinking, okay, I got to just make it through this part. It's uncomfortable. I don't like it. I hate it. But if I can just get through this little segment, the rest of it is going to be bliss, right? A healthy amount of fear is good for everyone. That's what keeps you safe, right? From walking into traffic, the fear of getting hit by a car. But those irrational fears are what's keeping you from being great, from keeping you from living your best life. An irrational fear, right? It's something that you're overthinking about that really doesn't deserve that much energy. You're a human being, and remember that change is uncomfortable, but sometimes change is necessary. That is why a lot of people tend to stay in the same cities that they were born in. They're afraid. They don't know what's going to happen in the unknown. A lot of people tend to double back to exes because they're comfortable. They don't want something new, even though they know new may be possibly better. I want you to try to think back to when you were a kid and your mom or dad or whoever raised you, they forced you to try something new. And sometimes you hated it and sometimes you loved it. But those times you loved it really made up for those other times, right? Like, we always want to do the same things because that's what makes us feel safe. That's what we like. That's what we know. If it's working, then why change it? But you're limiting yourself by doing that. You're limiting yourself to different feelings, different experience, different knowledge, different passion, different gifts, tapping into your higher self and being able to do things that you couldn't even imagine that you were possible of. Let's go back to that $1 million, right? If I were to tell you that you got to be uncomfortable for a year, I'll give you $1 million. I'm sure you would pull all types of creativity and gifts that you didn't even know you were capable of. You would make things happen because that incentive would motivate you. So try to find that big incentive the next time you feel uncomfortable. I love that song by Nas and Lauryn Hill, If I Rule the World, right? If I rule the world, I free all my sons. Some of you are keeping yourself trapped in a mental prison that you don't have to be in. And I think that it's time that you free yourself. So the next time you're feeling uncomfortable, and I'm not saying pain. If you're in pain, then definitely don't do that. But if you're just feeling uncomfortable, but you know there's something you really want, you something really desire, persevere. And most of the time you won't be disappointed. And if you are disappointed, then take that disappointment and reach for something better, something higher. Because if that wasn't for you, then there's something else out there for you that may not even be on your itinerary, but it might be a bigger blessing than you expected. So I wish everyone love and light, and make sure you hit the thumbs up and subscribe.